Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility.
We moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlin Clark.
What if I told you that Caitlin Clark is so popular that entire WNBA arenas are being abandoned? The league is literally moving games to NBA venues that can hold 3 to 4 times more fans just for Clark's games.
It looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is watching her spotlight fade as teams prioritize Clark over everyone else. 6 WNBA teams have already moved their games to bigger arenas, including the defending champion Las Vegas Aces. This isn't just about 2 rivals anymore. It's about one player completely reshaping the economics of women's basketball. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did you know 6 WNBA teams are literally abandoning their home arenas just for Caitlin Clark games? This isn't just a venue upgrade, it's a complete revolution happening right before our eyes. Let's break down exactly which teams are making these unprecedented moves. The Atlanta Dream are ditching their regular venue for State Farm Arena, home of the Hawks. Chicago Sky is moving from Wintrust Arena to the massive United Center where the Bulls play.
No other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center.
Even the defending champion Las Vegas Aces are switching to T-Mobile Arena for their matchups against Indiana. These aren't just slightly bigger venues. We're talking arenas that can hold 3 to 4 times more fans. The Connecticut Sun is even moving their game against Clark all the way to TD Garden in Boston. That's a completely different city. Imagine telling your fans they need to drive 2 hours to watch a home game. That's how desperate teams are to cash in on the Clark effect.
And speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever.
The numbers behind these moves are shocking. Before Clark, WNBA games averaged around 6,000 fans, but now her games are selling out 20,000-seat arenas. That's more than triple the regular attendance. Team owners are looking at empty seats in their usual arenas versus packed houses in NBA venues and making an obvious business decision. What's really wild is that team executives are actually admitting they'd rather give up home court advantage than miss the revenue Clark generates. Think about that. Sacrificing competitive edge just to cash in on one player's star power. When was the last time you saw professional sports teams willingly give up strategic advantages for ticket sales? The Dallas Wings and Washington Mystics have made similar moves, relocating their games against Indiana to larger venues. This isn't just a few teams making isolated decisions, it's becoming standard practice across the entire league. Last season already showed us what's coming. The WNBA saw a 48% increase in average attendance, and a huge chunk of that growth came directly from Clark's influence.
When the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlin Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is watching all this unfold from the sidelines. Imagine being in her shoes right now. Even your own team, the Chicago Sky, is relocating home games against Indiana, not because of your star power, but specifically for your rival, the same rival you've been competing with for attention since college.
Caitlin coming to town, man, all these teams are going to cash in on that. It's just the nature of the business at this point.
Now she's forcing your team to change venues just to accommodate all her fans. That's gotta sting. You think the arena moves are impressive? The television situation is even more mind-blowing. Networks that barely acknowledged the WNBA's existence last year are now predicting Clark's games could hit 3 million viewers, numbers that would actually beat regular NBA broadcasts. When was the last time a rookie in any sport completely flipped the media landscape upside down?
Already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center.
Let's talk about something completely unprecedented. 41 of the Indiana Fever's 44 games will be broadcast nationally this season. That's not just the most in Fever history, it's the most for any WNBA team ever. Think about that. Almost every single game Caitlin plays will be on national TV, while other stars struggle to get airtime at all. The networks aren't even being subtle about this. They're literally fighting over which channel gets to show her games. ABC specifically targeted matchups against Chicago. CBS grabbed all the New York Liberty games. And ESPN, they made sure to lock down every contest against the champion Aces. It's like watching television executives battle in a bidding war over a rare diamond. What's wild is seeing how Clark changed the entire viewership game. When she first started appearing on TV in college, ratings were nothing special. But by the end of her college career, her games were consistently breaking 1 million viewers. The network saw those numbers and said, "We need that for the WNBA."
Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility.
The visibility gap this creates is causing serious problems behind the scenes. Established WNBA stars who have been carrying the league for years are now struggling to get national exposure. Imagine being a veteran all-star and seeing your games relegated to local broadcasts while a rookie gets the primetime spotlight. That's brewing some serious resentment in locker rooms across the league. For Angel Reese, this has to be particularly tough to swallow. Throughout college, she positioned herself as the player who would transform women's basketball. She embraced the villain role, got the endorsements, built her brand, and now the spotlight has completely shifted. The networks that once hyped the Reese-Clark rivalry barely mention it anymore. It's all Caitlin, all the time. This isn't just about hurt feelings. The player who drives viewership gets everything: better contract leverage, bigger endorsement deals, and a more prominent place in basketball history. While Reese's team still features her in local marketing, flip on any national broadcast and it's the Caitlin Clark Show.
We moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA initially tried promoting multiple stars last season, but fan interest made it clear who they were tuning in to see. So what we're witnessing isn't just a temporary bump in attendance or a few extra viewers. This is the Caitlin Clark effect, a complete revolution in women's basketball. The WNBA is facing this delicate balancing act right now. They need to capitalize on Clark's massive appeal while not alienating their established stars who are feeling pushed to the sidelines. Think about the pressure this creates. Players who've been grinding for years in the league suddenly feel invisible, while everyone scrambles to see the new rookie. It's creating this weird tension where teams are literally prioritizing Clark games over everything else. Some veterans are privately fuming about being treated like opening acts for the Clark Show. But here's the truth. Clark isn't stealing anyone's spotlight. She's creating an entirely new, much bigger spotlight that wasn't there before. For players like Angel Reese, this is the moment to decide. Are you going to ride this unprecedented wave of attention that's lifting the entire sport, or get left behind complaining about who's getting more camera time? Because at the end of the day, a rising tide really does lift all boats, even if one boat is currently getting all the attention.